I'm really fascinated to hear about people getting nervous. I know I read Eddie Van Halen still 20 years into his career would have his head down the toilet throwing up before a show. Is this something you're still... I mean, you've probably done it so much, but are you self-conscious about it? Do you get nervous playing in front of 100,000 people? I mean, I'm not sure what your biggest audience is, but...
I don't know whether I get more nervous in front of 100,000 people. Not that we've played in front of 100,000 people very often.
But you have done it?
But we have done it. Yeah, we've done some huge shows. We played some in Germany a few years ago, which were just us and another band. It was their show. And it was like 50,000 people.
Wow.
All watching that stage. It was insane. I get just as nervous playing to 20 people or doing this interview.
Don't get nervous with me.
As I do that.
Okay.
I've just learnt to live with it, I guess. I don't throw up.
Okay.
But I've heard a lot of people that do.
Right.
But I just get that feeling like I wake up in the morning on a show day and it's this churning kind of butterflies. And I don't know. It's probably I just use it as ammunition. But it's just for want of doing a great show. And I think being a three-piece, I've never really had anywhere to hide.
No, you haven't.
We've had a rhythm guitar a couple of times just for certain, special projects and things, but I always feel like I've got to kind of really be on every time.
Right.
If I was just singing and I had a band, then there's a bit more leeway, and if I was just sort of at the back playing guitar, I don't think I'd be as nervous, but I kind of feel like, if I don't bring it, or if Scott or Andy, it's such a bare bones kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which I always loved about three pieces. They were most of my favourite bands were three pieces.
Yeah, right.
Jam, the Police, the Stray Cats.
Yeah.
Even Zeppelin and stuff like that power trio kind of thing.
You've done Dave Letterman. Yeah, you've done a lot of those American Tonight shows. I would have thought if there's anything nerve-wracking more in the world, it would be one of those.
Horrendous. I didn't enjoy them at all.
Really?
No. For that very reason. You don't enjoy it because it's just like you have 3.5 minutes to get on, do your job, and hopefully do it well. It's not a gig. Like, you can't just kind of connect with the audience because it's just TV cameras and you know how many people are watching. And it's like, you're sort of like a deer in the headlights, I suppose. Right. And I feel like those things can either make you or break you. I don't think I get as worried about it now as what I did back then. I used to get really stressful about it. Maybe as you get a bit older, you just learn not to give an F quite so much. But back then, we were on the campaign trail and God, there was so much happening. We did Conan and Letterman and there's lots of TV shows and record companies were always turning up and people from other bands were coming to check us out. It was really exciting. But not good for the nervous system.
No.
But that's what I always wanted. You dream of these things and they happen. So in a way, I kind of regret that I didn't probably enjoy some of that stuff as much as I probably could have. But yeah, it was about sort of trying to keep focused. If I'd enjoyed it more, I probably would have drunk more.
Okay. Which wouldn't have been good.
And
what about those NRL and AFL Grand Finals? They're another funny one because you're right out in the middle of the field and your audience is 100 metres away. I've always wondered what that's like. If that's enjoyable, or do you get feedback?
Again, not overly enjoyable. It's just a very sterile environment.
So from a viewer's perspective, they do a really good job of the sound. They do a good job of filming it. But I imagine for you, it's a whole different experience.
It is a different experience, yeah. A lot of sleepless nights leading up to the AFL. There's so much that can go wrong, and every single interview that we did in the month leading up to it, they made a point of mentioning meatloaf.
Yeah, right.
They just did. Every interview was like, so you're not going to do a meatloaf, are you? We're like, well, we're going to try and not do a meatloaf, whatever that is.